Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of with me, William Wallace for America on my show. And today I'm bringing on some interesting people here who are doing some interesting work that I think that the community needs to be very, very much aware of. Today I've got with me,
Debbie Beekler.
Debbie Beekler and
Kim
Hasney. And they are with an organization called the Cancer Crusaders, which is one of the reasons why we're out here in the golf tournament, or the golf course today, which we're going to tell you about. But Cancer Crusaders is an organization that I'm not going to do any justice telling about it, so I'm going to let Debbie Beekler tell us about the history of Cancer Crusaders.
Cancer Crusaders was started in 1976. It's an all-volunteer 501c charity. We raise money for research for cancer in this local metropolitan area. Prior to that, all the money that was raised here was going nationally. Where we live in Cancer Alley, we needed the money right here. Mm-hmm. So they started this organization, and over the past, since 1976, we have donated over $5 million to LSU and Tulane for cancer research.
So what I like about that is great. So I like the fact that you're passionate about helping find a cure for cancer, but you wanted to do something to help people more local to you, and you found that LSU and Tulane were great people doing some great work, and you wanted to funnel your money to them specifically to help people here.
And we have no office. Everybody works out of their homes. We have very, very minimal expenses, and just a couple of mailings and things like that.
And what year
we
was
are
it?
all volunteers.
And I've seen how you work, and you all work out of people's homes, and to be able to do this to save money, so all the money gets
100%.
And I think that's important because a lot of times, a lot of people wonder where the money goes to when they donate money to an organization, whether it's overhead or whatever the case may be. But in this case, you want to funnel as much of it to cancer research as possible.
Yes, and with the LSU Stanley Scott Cancer Center and the Tulane Cancer Center have now formed a consolidation, a consortium called the LSU Louisiana Cancer Research Consortium, and the research out of there is phenomenal right now, and we're funding that.
How long have y'all been in existence here in New Orleans again?
Since 1976.
Oh, are there still the original members in there?
Well, there's a few.
Awesome.
There's maybe 20 or 30, but our organization is over 500 strong.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was that big.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive for a local organization focusing all their time, all their effort, all the money they raise on cancer locally to help people here specifically.
Right.
And don't we have about 50 active board members who meet each month to make sure that everything's going smoothly and working like a charm?
Yes.
So we know exactly that you spend a lot of time raising money for cancer research here locally. It takes a whole lot of work. But what do you all do to raise that kind of money?
Well, we have had galas, we've had brunches, but we have a luncheon every year called a Survivor Luncheon, where we honor cancer survivors. That will be this year on September 24th, God willing, and COVID prevent. And then we also have our golf tournament, which is the Cancer Crusaders Mark Mitchell Golf Tournament. This is the 14th annual tournament that we're having, and that's coming up on April 12th.
Which is why we're here today, on at Bayou Oaks Golf Club, right?
Yes. At City Park, Bayou Oaks Golf Club. We've had it here the last couple of years, and they have been awesome and accommodating, and the golfers love it here.
I love it. So is there anything about the tournament, any kind of history of it that you want to point out before we talk a bit about it?
Well, Mark Mitchell, we kind of named it Mark Mitchell after organization through several people, including Mark, have put this tournament together. Mark was a 2-time melanoma survivor, and one of the reasons why he did it was he was frustrated that he couldn't get treatment here. He had to go to Duke University, he had to go to Vanderbilt to get his work done, and for his melanoma. But now we have that right here in New Orleans.
And some of that,
Okay.
I'm sure, is because you guys are funding it, helping fund it, and helping focus that money here. It helps helps facilities realize that there's assistance here, so they're going to put in the resources to help other people.
Right.
I like that.
Last year, the golf tournament, due to COVID, was the only fundraiser that we could have, and unfortunately, it kept going from April to June. But we actually had it last November,
Yeah.
so we were able to donate about 50,000 just from the golf tournament last year. Where in normal years we donate more, but we couldn't have the luncheon due to COVID. So fortunately, this golf tournament is really important to our fundraising.
So let's talk about the date. What is the date of this one? And by the way, real quick, is that this is in honor of Victor Hughes, you said,
Yes,
correct?
Vic Hughes.
Okay.
We're doing it in memory of Vic Hughes. Actually, one of the co-chairs, Jackie Hughes, has been working on this golf tournament with me for a few years, and her husband actually played in it a couple of years ago, and unfortunately and very sadly, he passed away of cancer last March. He wasn't able to, he was gone by the time the tournament happened. So we are honoring the memory of Vic Hughes. He is an or he was an avid golfer all of his life. Jackie would say, well, golf came first, he came second, but that's not exactly true. His family was very important to him. A wonderful, wonderful man in the community. His friendships are so solid that we have so many of his friends that are playing, coming to the kickoff party. It's very heartwarming, and Jackie is very humbled that we're able to do this in his memory.
So not only are we seeing a way to raise money and honor somebody, but it's almost like a reunion for him on his behalf and his memory.
it
So
will be.
so there's
Yes.
going to be a lot of good feelings here at this
my
tournament
goodness.
too.
When I tell you the people that have stepped up to the plate, because they've maybe participated in some way in the past as a sponsor or a donor or a golfer, they have stepped up to the plate to be whole sponsors, to be silver sponsors. I mean, all because of Vic. Because when I tell you his circle of friends love this man, they truly love this man.
So what is the date of this golf tournament?
Sunday, April the 12th. It's Monday, April the 12th, right here at Bayou Oaks. It's a 10 o'clock. We start with a huge lunch and check-in, and then a noon shotgun start. And it is so much fun to be out here on that day. They get goodie bags full of T-shirts. We have a huge bar set up right out here.
Wait, did you say bar?
Yes, I said bar.
Well, actually, we have more than one bar.
We actually have bars all over the course. Ice chest full of beer, water, Cokes, you name it, and but a nice bar here, and we get donations from like Tito's Handmade Vodka, help support that. They're also a sponsor.
And Crescent Crown
Crescent Crown
Distributor.
Distributing, Coca-Cola, donates some Cokes for us and water. Venetia's, Don Seafood, Copeland's,
Acme.
Toulouse Gourmet. They all provide food at the various holes. So the guys are literally playing golf, eating and drinking
the
the
whole
way
time.
through. And then there's
Yes.
a dinner after at Bayou Oaks.
They don't have to wait till the
With the
19th
Lord.
hole
No.
to get their alcohol or their
there's
food.
19th holes all over the place.
Every hole's a 19th
Oh,
hole.
and we have a big parade of prizes where they can buy tickets. In fact, you can buy tickets online for the parade of prizes. You don't have to be present to win anything. But these guys come in here and they're so excited. What did I win? When did I win? When are they going to post it?
Yeah.
We have about 75 to 100 prizes, and they just buy tickets and they're randomly drawn. And they're vary every year. A lot of gift certificates from restaurants that donate, like Restaurant Felipe and
Two Tonys. I think we have one from Two Tonys.
Academy.
Yes.
Really
So
worldwide golf.
But how can people be involved? I mean, let's talk about how people can be involved in this. April 14th, you said, right?
April 12th
12th.
is the Sunday. April
April
is the
11th
month.
is
April
Sunday.
11th
is the
is Sunday.
Sunday. That's the kickoff.
That's the
party.
kickoff party.
They could buy tickets to that. That's going to be at Vincent's in Metairie, Vincent's Italian restaurant in Metairie. It's $60 per person. If you sign up to be a golfer, their admittance is included in the golf fee.
Okay.
But Monday, when they come out to play, people can come out and volunteer their time, come out and meet us and see what being a Cancer Crusader person is all about. They can come see how much fun we have. They could sign up a foursome. They could be a tea sponsor.
So are there foursomes available still?
They're going fast. That's all I can tell you. They are very, very much going fast. But we still have tea. You can sponsor a tea, an entire hole for $1,000 if you just want to put your company name on a hole sign, or you can have a small tea sign on one of the holes for $300. There's a huge raffle that's going to be an igloo full of the most premium liquor worth about $500. They can come out and buy a raffle ticket.
And you can buy them online.
Yeah,
as well.
Let's talk about that, because there's a lot of people that might be watching this video or listening to the podcast version of it, which somebody will be able to go, there'll be a podcast this also. So there's people who listen to my show all over the world, but specifically here in the United States, somebody that might be in California or wherever they might be, that sees your passion, sees the passion of this organization, maybe has had friends in New Orleans, hasn't had friends in Louisiana, but they want to be able to support this tournament. What do they do?
They go to www.bidpal, one word, bidpal.net/CC Golf.
Okay.
They go on there and then they have options to be either sponsored, to donate, to buy a raffle ticket, to buy a ticket to the kickoff party, which would be nice to know if they're going to do that, so we can get a good head count so we know how much food to have.
Right.
Because it's food and a cash bar, and so they could come to that. There's a lot of different choices when you go on bidpal.net/CC Golf.
Correct. Okay. I love that idea, because like I said, there's going to be a lot of people that they just might want to support and help out and help what you guys are doing.
Many people who have cancer survivors in their own families are usually interested in supporting an event like this, and we've been very grateful for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's important because some people might not want to, maybe especially during COVID, they might not want to, come out here in the tournament, but they still want to help. So I want to mention your sponsors again, because the sponsors are really important for this.
We couldn't do it without them.
Exactly.
We have Circle Construction. Harbor Towing has been a sponsor as long as I've been chair of the golf or involved in it. Delta Coatings.
Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Tito's Handmade Vodka not only helps us with the bar, but they are an actual silver sponsor.
Okay. Wrangler?
Oh, gosh, I can't even believe
it's okay.
Wrangler's actually got involved, and they're out of North Carolina and Georgia and different parts of the country. They got involved because they were Mark's business friends.
Okay.
So they come in town. Now they've changed their name from Wrangler to Jeanswear, and I think it's Contour Brands now. But they have always been such a huge support of this tournament. And even though Mark has, gone back a little bit because he's gone semi-retired and moved to the good life in Florida, but he's still very much involved. But all of his people that have always done the tournament are still involved because of Mark's passion for this.
Exactly, because it helps so many people. What about, there's Miller, Sullivan, and DeMarkey?
Miller, Sullivan, and DeMarkey is a new sponsor this year, and
Beaudry Therapy.
Don Seafood.
Don Seafood is a vendor out on course.
And don't forget about Mr. Mudbug.
Mr. Mudbug. They provide a sumptuous lunch. Like when you get here at 10, you register, you look at all the parade of prizes, then you go out on here to the bar, and Mr. Mudbugs provides a sumptuous lunch of fried seafood and jambalaya and all kind of things. And then they also...
and always red beans and rice.
Red beans and rice. Yeah, Monday, red beans and rice. Then they also do a couple of stations, or a station out on the golf course. You can't go maybe 2 or 3 holes that there's not a food vendor, a bar, or some kind of fun event.
You got Crescent Crown Distributing, I think.
And Toulouse Gourmet with cookies.
Toulouse Gourmet.
And the donuts from...
Tasty Donuts.
Oh, wow.
Sandra Padre always does donuts.
Yes.
Elmer's.
Elmer's does the chiwis that we put in the cart, golfnola.com. gives the ball markers with the chiwis in the water in the cart.
Now, it might be hard to remember all of the sponsors.
Of course, but it's on our social media.
It's on your social media
Yes.
sites, okay?
It's
So
on-
under
it-
Cancer
and-
Crusaders.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have a big plaque that will be a grommet thing that will be
A banner.
A
I
banner
gotcha.
That
will-
has them.
So
that
not
will
only
be
does this
listing
sound like-
everybody that day, and donations are still coming in, and to be on the banner, you got to have it to us by Monday.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So if you want to donate, so it sounds like you got. I mean, y'all look like you have a lot of fun.
We do.
You're having a lot of fun just talking about it.
Look, I'm getting all revved up because I love chairing this golf tournament. My
Right.
husband keeps saying, "Are you going to do that again?" I'm like, "Absolutely, without fail." But we have such fun things on the course for the guys. There's a hole-in-one.
There's a long drive.
The long drive, and
contest.
they come in
Yeah.
from out of town, from Texas, to do Charity International Golf. Does longest drive, and they measure. You know, I'm not a golfer, so I don't really know. And then beat the pro. They bet on all these different things, so the guys love it. Guys
Right.
and girls. We do have a pink ladies team that plays every year.
And sometimes we have 2 female teams,
Yes.
which is great.
Yes.
So with everybody coming in, everybody having such a good time, all the donations, sponsors, I mean, it sounds like you raise a lot of money.
We
What do
do.
y'all? And all of this money goes towards.
To LSU, Stanley Scott Cancer Center,
Okay.
and the Tulane Cancer Center.
And I like
It's
getting the
divided
information out in
equally.
several ways.
It's divided equally, and we usually present their checks for the year of all the money that we raise from all of our events in May. So
Yeah.
that's coming up very
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that some more in a second. So, all of these things we've talked about, do you think it makes it a premier event?
Well, let me just share a really quick story. Vic Hughes, who we are honoring, and I love this man, played for the first time a couple of years ago. And Vic is very dry. He's not very effusive, and he's very, very dry and doesn't get excited about a whole lot. We were sitting right in there in the clubhouse, and he looked at me and he goes, "Kim, this was the most fun I've ever had playing golf. This was really the greatest tournament I've ever played in." I'm like, wait, is that Vic Hughes? and so it is so special for us to be honoring him this year. I just got goosebumps. But he loved this golf tournament.
Yeah.
He loved it, and he was going to play in many more, and unfortunately cancer took him.
What a great way to honor him, somebody who's been a part of this for so long, and now it's going to be not only honoring him and raising some money, but bringing his family and friends together at something that he really enjoyed doing.
Absolutely. I'm almost
We're praying for great weather.
Yeah. I'm almost tearing up at the thought.
With all the friends he has, let's hope they all pray for
That's
some
right.
good for
Yeah.
some good weather. And there's another fundraiser I want to mention coming up again later that somebody can be involved with. You said there's some sort of
This is our celebration of life.
Okay.
It's a cancer survivor luncheon. We honor about 10 to 12 cancer survivors who are active in the community. Nominations are being taken as we speak for this year's event. Like I said, we're praying that the Marriott, which can have the tournament on September 24th, is available and open by then. We're pretty confident that it's going to take place, or maybe get pushed back a little bit because of COVID.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, let's
We
hope
can pray for COVID too to be over with.
And
be
that,
over with,
that
yeah.
event is an amazing fundraiser for us, and the population, because it has about 700 people at this event. It's a huge luncheon.
So if somebody wants to be involved with Cancer Crusaders, after the golf tournament or in the future at any time, they could come here, you think, and meet people that are members of the organization?
Absolutely, because
or how can they be involved, I guess
Well,
I'm saying.
they could meet a number of Cancer Crusader members that are all out here volunteering, serving the food, watching who's closest to the hole, that thing. It's all volunteers. So if they come out here on Monday the 12th, they can meet all these fabulous women that put this event on and that do the event for the luncheon.
And men. We have a lot of men who help us
Yeah.
too.
can't do it without most of our husbands and guys that just believe in the same cause.
And we will have membership forms available.
Yes, we will.
Oh, to be able to be a member of the Cancer
Yes,
Crusaders.
yes,
I like
yes.
that.
Or you could go on, if you can't come out on Monday, CancerCrusadersLA.com is our website.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
CancerCrusaders.la.com.
No, no.
LA,
Cancer-
CancerCrusadersLA,
LA.
altogether.com.
Got it. And so they can go in there and find out more information,
Correct.
or they can go on what's the bid site again that they can go on and PayPal.net.
www.bidpal.net /CC Golf.
I like the hand gesture. Thank
Yes,
you. Helps our body.
Because it's /.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
/. So they can help any way they want. Well, ladies, is there one last any parting comments for people?
I would just say this is the most wonderful organization I've ever belonged to. The camaraderie, the spirit, the passion of all the women that I've gotten to know. I've made friends for life. And
I agree.
And being the chair of the golf tournament for the last few years, I'm just so honored.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really
You're
appreciate it.
quite welcome.
And
Thank
everybody
you.
else, I'd love for you to share the video again with us, and share the video, share the podcast with people, because we're going to have this as a podcast. It's all going to be at William Wallace for America. Remember, our last name is spelled WALLIS. And hope we'll see you out here at the golf tournament, right?
That's great. Bye.
Have a good day now.
Take care.